So this lesson, I titled it, I am worthy of this. It could also be called Embracing Worthiness, or the power of I am worthy of this. So I would start by talking briefly what this is. Then we'll talk about what we mean when we say worthy, and generally talk about what we are worthy of and how to set things in perspective to know what we are worthy of and use that for our own good. Then after it, I would want to know how you're applying the things we discussed in your life, in our respective situation. So first of all, like I said, we talk about this. And when we say, I am worthy of this, I mean the THIES. We refer to an understanding that there is this in all situations. There is something this. It's intentionally left open-ended. I am worthy of this, not saying specifically what that is. It's intentionally left open-ended, and it refers to a desired outcome, an experience, a manifestation, a demonstration that we want. There's so many things we are wanting to manifest in our lives, in our situation, all around us. And what this is for you may be different from what this is for me. It sometimes represents something very specific in a particular time or situation that we speak, or something we aspire to in our life. And like I said earlier, difference from one person to the other, difference at different in times, in seasons. There are different situations where you want something particular at a particular time. So what part of this class will be individually, maybe now or later, we want to develop our list of what this is in our different situations. Dr. Greg had talked about, we talk about it again, journaling, writing things down. We want to write down and know what this is. What is this? What are those outcomes? What are those desired things that we want? What are those manifestations that we are looking for? To write them all out. And this would apply to, like I said, any aspect of our life, personal relationships, career, health. Maybe we want abundance, we want to be creative, we want spiritual growth. Anything that we want or desire, we want to have a list to write them all out and keep it. So like for me, I have different desires that I want that I've written down. And the next thing we want to do is, for every of those desired outcomes, we want to make an affirmation unique to that desired outcome. Example that we know of, it's maybe we want abundance in an aspect of our life, prosperity or financial breakthrough, and we say things like, I am blessed, I am supplied and supported. So this has become an affirmation relative to this that is in our life. Maybe someone is sick, and you, of course, the desired outcome is to be whole, and you're constantly declaring, I am healed, I am whole, and my hands are healing hands, and as I touch myself, I am whole, I am healed. This will become an affirmation relative to this situation. And we know that each time we do this exercise, what we are doing is that we are channeling everything within us, the power, the energy, everything towards that. We talk so much about affirmations here. Imagine creating an affirmation from this perspective. This is what you want. And you create this affirmation and maybe stick it all around, and you're constantly seeing this. What happens is that you fill your being, your whole being, with these thoughts. And we talk about our thoughts being creative. They create what we want. So when we keep in mind also that we know, like I said, the power of our thoughts, they can be creative, and we have an affirmation to meet a desired outcome, then we are manifesting, or almost manifesting what we want in our situation. And how does this help us? It helps us, it situates us, and we are in constant alignment with the truth. Everything that we are, it's about the truth, and you have affirmations that make you walk towards, align you towards the truth. The only thing that can come out of it will be a manifestation, the desired manifestation. And so what we'll discuss later will be to have us, when we say, I am worthy of, you put your blank spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are the things that you are worthy of? They could be 10, they could be 5, they could be 20, and we'll have a list of that. And work towards, or try to make affirmations to meet that. And as many times as possible, affirm those things. I remember sometime Dr. Greg said that he constantly says, I am supplied and supported, so many times a day, countless times that he can't even mention. You know, that is, you constantly, by those things, attract the things you say. So what we will be doing will work out what this is in our situation, and we'll make specific affirmations to meet that. So that is, each time we say, I am worthy of this, we are knowing these are desired outcomes that we want, and we work towards it. So then I'm going to go into what we are worthy of. And when we say worthy, we are wanting to understand or know that we deserve, we merit, or we can receive and achieve a specific desire. It's like your birthright. I mean, my father died and left a property. It's my birthright. I mean, you deserve it. That is your entitlement. And the fact also that we are one with God qualifies us. We constantly say, in it we live, we move, and we have our being. So we are worthy of everything good. And when we say this, we are also acknowledging and accepting that just the way we are, we have the qualities. It's inherent in us to receive everything that we desire, that it's of God. It's in your DNA to be good. You are wired to have everything good because you're one with God, and it's the God we have and we are one with is good. So good and goodness is part of who we are. And when I was thinking about it, I remembered where the Bible says that the thoughts of God towards us are thoughts of good, never of bad, to give us a hope and a future. And when each time we affirm that we are worthy of this, we are also declaring our faith, our knowing of our rights, what we deserve. Even when that is not in our situation, that is when we affirm it, we are calling it forth because it's a statement of truth. We are appropriating that into our situation. And always, anytime we say this, I'm worthy of whatever the list of things are, that is again a statement of truth. We're all about truth. The principles are true. And I like to also talk about how when we say this, it's not just speaking to our situation, because they say out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. When you speak this truth, you put your mind in a state of expectancy and manifestation. We can manifest whatever we have as this by constantly declaring it and walking in the direction of our declaration. Because we are knowing that everything we do, everything starts in the mind. We also constantly talk about this. We say we guard our heart, and with all diligence, for out of it flows the issues of life. So if we have a mindset of abundance, if we have the list of what this is for us, and we know that we are worthy of it, and fill our mind with those thoughts that are good, that are pure, that are abundance, then we are positioning ourselves for a great manifestation of those things in our lives. And of course, you know, that's one of the things we gather each time to talk about on Thursdays, mind, the consciousness, and how to direct our thoughts. We're also always talking about monitoring the tendencies of those thoughts, because we know they are creative, and we can always create what we want when we channel those thoughts within to thoughts that are good. So how can we embrace worthiness? Number one, we can do things like self-acceptance. That's something else we talk about on Thursdays. I love, accept, and approve of myself just the way I am. That's a powerful statement. We talk about self-belief, understanding who you are and who we have come here to be. If you believe you are worthy and deserving of your desires, your thoughts and your emotions are more likely to be in harmony with those desires. Then I want to talk about how our relationship with how being worthy of this can affect manifestation. I am worthy of this. What are you worthy of, and how it can eventually affect what we receive or the outcome. When we know we are worthy of good, it clears up any dark areas of falsehood in our mind. It also aligns us with the truth of who we are and what we expect. I mean, our focus is direct. We see what we want to see because that is what we constantly focus on. We are more receptive and attentive because when we do that, we put ourselves in the state of being in the noun, and alignment with the truth. And what other place to declare what we want when we are totally aligned with truth? It's a position of authority, it's a place of power. And upon that knowing of who we are and our connection with God, we can declare things and it will come to pass. In this state also of knowledge, of power, of faith, we can have a desired manifestation. When we know that we are worthy, and we have a list of these things that we are worthy of, that we constantly affirm, it fills our total being with positive energy, with positive vibes, with uplifted spirit. And when we are in that state, we find out we constantly walk towards everything that would result to our manifestation. So imagine filling your thoughts with things that are good, pure, lifting, positive, creative, expansive, wholeness, health, prosperity, so many things. When we fill ourselves with those thoughts, when we constantly hear these things, when we come for our lesson and you hear lessons that tell you that you are perfect the way you are, that you are loved, that all we do here is about lifting, what does that do? You begin to manifest those things because that's what you constantly hear. And again, linking it all to what our thoughts, if we feel our thoughts, and we're knowing from our classes on Thursday that our thoughts are creative. When we have those thoughts filled with good things, then we manifest, we have a higher chance of manifesting those things that we fill our thoughts with. Again, when we know we are deserving of any desired outcome, it strengthens our faith, and we are more likely to, what is faith? Faith is substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. We are more likely to walk in faith to arrive to our destination or to walk towards what we want. Another very central principle of this is it brings up the law of attraction. I mean, we attract what we declare, we say. If you declare often that good is mine and will always be mine, you are attracted. So imagine again having a list of things, what this is for you, you are worthy of, and constantly looking at it. You attract those things. It gives you that, you attract that energy, you attract whatever that would help you achieve that. There are instances where people here we say, oh, they don't know how they got on this call, but they were looking for something. And probably our placements, our advertisement came up, and that's your spirit, you're attracting the good that you desire. So these things happen always. We can attract the law of attraction when we constantly focus on what we are worthy of. We attract these things to our life. There are a few things that could slow us down or stop us from achieving this. Of course, we talk now about self-limiting beliefs and resistance. I mean, some things we are born into, some tradition, religion, things that think, or we even talk about negative self-talk. I don't think I deserve this. I've tried a number of times. This is not for me. They're for other people. These are things, resistance that can block us from manifesting this. And we are knowing that we also have the power to change these thoughts through the affirmative treatment. It's the science of reading ourselves of every negation and replacing it with positive things. Of course, we know that when we focus on these negative things, it can become a disconnect from what we desire. And I won't go into this, but I will just briefly mention, how do we cultivate the worthy mindset? Take time to reflect on your thoughts. Positive self-talk. Talk to yourself. I am worthy of this. I deserve this good. I am blessed. I'm supplied and supported. I can do this. I can do all things because I'm one with divine. I am an express reflection of the divine. I have the spark of the divine within me. Say these things to yourself. I am complete. I am whole. I am the fullness of this divine. I manifest good everywhere I go. Every touch, every hand I touch is healed because my hands are healing hands. Say every positive thing that you are, always. Of course, we always know about practicing gratitude because it will attract more good to us. Surround ourselves with good things, positive influences. Here are the lessons. We have these lessons posted to our social media platform. Wednesday or Thursday or Sunday lessons. Which here people say, oh, they want to sleep and they put meditation that speak good things, positive, create positive energy around the Wednesday classes or Thursday classes. These are things, even if you're not able to make it, we have it 247 posted to our social media platforms. Of course, again, something we talk about more often on Thursday, practice mindfulness, being in the moment, practice self-love. I said it earlier, I love, accept, and approve of myself. Dr. Greg will always talk about the mirror work. Look at that mirror and say, I love what I see. You're perfect just the way you are. And there was something, again, we talked about in one of our lessons. When we try and we fail, we learn things and we agree to call it experiments, not failures. Because we learned something or one way not to do it again. So it's an experiment, and keep trying, be resilient, keep trying, because failure is not in your DNA. I would read an example, a story about someone that applied these principles of knowing that she is worthy and how it manifested abundantly in her situation. Okay, Janet was having limiting beliefs at the start of her manifestation journey. But then she decided to give it a go. She was always a bit of a skeptic when it came to law of attraction. She never believed she could attract anything good. And she would read about people's success stories and think to herself, sure, that probably worked for them. It's not going to work for me. She was convinced that she needed hard evidence before she could put any faith in the idea. So she decided to start working on manifesting her own desires. She made sure to track her progress meticulously. For months, she kept a journal of every desire she wanted to manifest, as well as how often she thought about them and the actions she took to bring them into reality. Very, very, very profound guidelines here. For months, he says that she kept a journal of every desire she wanted to manifest. Not just keeping the journal, how often she thought about those things. And every action she took, every step she took for those things to manifest. And you know what? She said it worked for me. Not only did I manifest the things in my journal, most of my desires, such as a job promotion, a new house, a better family relationships, all manifested. And she said it also inspired me to continue using these principles to create the life that I want. So go back to I'm worthy of this. We have a list of these and what we are worthy of. We have a list of those things we are worthy of. We have from those lists created specific affirmations. And we are constantly declaring them, seeing them all over, actions. You have it listed out. I'm working constantly on all those things. I can imagine you're wanting abundance and you're constantly declaring, I am supplied and supported. You don't have it, but you are declaring it, saying it every time. You know, it's a case of say it continuously until you feel it. Feel it. I am supplied and supported. I am supplied and supported. I am the head, I'm not the tail. In every situation, in all situations, only good can come. Imagine declaring this every time, even when you're looking at what is not desirable. This is not who I am. I'm definitely coming out of this. I have seen the end of this situation. Declarations are powerful statements. And she said, if this can work for me, then it can work for anyone. I mean, these principles, they are not, what's the word? They are not, it does not practice favoritism, or it favors this person, it won't favor this person. No. That's why it's principles. If you practice it, you would have the result in any situation. I remember one that Dr. Greg, you said one of your past mentors put a banner. There is, Dr. Greg, that was the banner again?
Bill Taliber, Dr. Bill, don't die dumb.
Okay, not that one. I mean, if there is inflation, this won't affect us. Something about that.
We heard there's not inflation. Inflation. We're not participating.
A case of there is something bad, and you're saying we're not participating in this bad situation. We're not participating in the inflation. Everything is happening. Everything negative is happening. I'm not participating. I'm not part of it because this is not who I am.
It's tough to do when around you all this stuff. It's difficult to do when all around you is the opposite.
Yes, exactly. It's difficult, like Dr. Greg said, it's difficult to do. But again, we are knowing by hearing, we learn how to practice. I can imagine, okay, in the family, this, nobody ever comes, I'm not participating in this. This is not who I am. If you have to, within you or wherever you have an outburst, this is not who I am. This is not my situation. I am whole. You declare who you are, knowing always your connection with divine, and you have every power. We always say that this teaching is about, we're knowing that we can go within and pull out every power. We have this power. We have this power. You have the power to create everything you want. And not just that you have the power, you are worthy of the things. You are worthy of everything good. You are deserving of it. It's in your DNA. You are deserving of a good life. You're deserving of an abundant life. You're deserving of success. You are meant to thrive. Yes, we are meant to thrive. Success is who we are. So I would conclude by saying that we try to focus on the belief in the power of positive thinking and self-affirmation. We know that our thoughts and our beliefs have a direct impact on our experiences and reality. When we have these affirmations or list of things that we are worthy of, it helps realign our thoughts, our energy, and emotions towards a positive expectation. And knowing also that we are deserving of those things and we are capable of receiving whatever we desire. And each time we gather for our meetings, we teach ourselves principles. We teach ourselves to understand who we are and who we have come here to be, because that will help us know what we are deserving of. So we are also knowing that we have a blank list and we can fill it with things that we know we are worthy of. And we are also knowing that we can have those things because we have this inherent power within us to manifest those things. So I will end here, and I want to know what your list of what you are worthy of is and how you are manifesting that. If you have any demonstrations of what this is and what you are worthy of, and how you have been practicing this teaching to manifest what you want in your life, then would discuss that, and it will encourage us also to hold on to these principles and practice it more and more, because all we do is about practicing it. Practice what we hear.